line sports show, master plan flow, can't cheat and oh, I take Jake O show. One professor knows when alley-oop jam it and 10 toes never fold out to win. The boys were better ran.
I need my hands. I just wanna
Let's go, street pro, bottom line, flow, canteen, hot take, Jake and O. Sports professor, you know, Street professor back again, it's game time. A la playa, no playtime, it's play guy. Cause we ain't talking about practice like AI. Sports professor spit the best takes out like AI. Artfully intelligent, I can't write mine. Rhyme citing with girls' DMs like Messi after the goal time. That was a triple entendre, did you catch me rambling? Flipping Simone Biles, we the bottom line champions.
I need my hands.
Let's go, street pro, bottom line. Flow, canteen, hot take, Jake and O. Sports professor, you know, Yo, street professor, I'm back, baby, like I never left. Bottom line, flow, canteen, hot take, Jake and O. Street! Stop.
Fellas.
Yo, what up, friends? You know what it is. The Bottom Line Sports Show in the building. Somebody got their speakers on. Turn them joints down because we are coming at you loud in the groove. You know, every week we come with this flavor. We gonna give you the sports. We gonna give you the NBA. We gonna give you the NCAA March Madness. We gonna give you the NFL. We gonna give you the NHL. The MLB season has started. Sports are kicking into full bloom. Who says we need football when we got everything else, including my brothers here with me at the Bottom Line Sports? Make sure you join the Bottom Line Sports Facebook group at the Bottom Line Sports. Let me introduce my brothers here on the program. To my right or left, however you're looking at this situation, he is host of the Final Say podcast. Make sure y'all subscribe on YouTube at Final Say Pod. He goes by the name of Hot Take Jake. And down below him, no stranger to the program. No, my friends. Actually, that is the OG of all OGs when it comes to the Bottom Line Sports. And he goes by Can, the Stat Man. What's good, brother?
What up, brother? How's y'all week been going, fellas?
Ooh, sports are kicking into full gear. We got NCAA March Madness on top.
Madness, baby.
About to talk about it. Make sure you also subscribe at Ball and Buzz. Check out my Sports and Entertainment Network at BALLANDBUDS. Handy QR code up top. You can find all of our socials. Let's kick this bad boy off. As we are wont to do now that we have just the three of us for now until Flo rejoins us at a later date, maybe in another year or so. We start with Hot Take Jake and his hottest take of the week. What's good, brother? What you got for us?
Well, this one's going to hurt you a little, but I was studying the NBA a lot this week, and I know I had to get pre-MLB last week, but this one's I have to be here, bro.
Here we go.
Omar, who's the favorites of the NBA this year?
That would be my defending, reigning, undisputed Boston Celtics from Beantown, baby. Let's go.
I hate to do this to you, Omar, but I'm about to go dramatically on this. Not only do I believe in, if y'all haven't heard my takes before, I also believe that the Celtics championship last year was a farce, false prophet, nothing real. One of the most asterisk championships of all time. All of them. But after seeing what I saw this weekend, Omar, I had to double down on this take. After what I've seen in the West with the Nuggets, with the way the Warriors are constructing themselves now.
The Warriors look good.
The way I feel the Lakers will be looking once LeBron gets back.
I mean, we didn't expect anything.
The way OKC already looks.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. Agreed.
I think Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum will never, ever win another ring again. And let me tell you why.
Jay, whoa. Go ahead.
I think we are done. I think the Giannis train came in and ran real fast. I really do believe the Celtics era just walked in and ran right out that fast. Guys, let me preference this. Hold on, no more. Think about this. You got a juggernaut of 4 West teams that I think could beat the Celtics on any given Sunday, right? Wemby and swiper no swiping, De'Aaron Fox ain't just gonna be sitting around the next 2 years. So not only do I believe the Celtics can win this year, but even when LeBron retires and maybe Jimmy starts digressing with Steph, Wemby's on his way up. I was talking to a couple friends and they literally said, "Hey, bro, do you think the Celtics 2-peat or maybe even 3-peat?" And I thought long and hard on a lonely Saturday morning working, bagging up my chips every way I could, thinking hard, Omar. And I was watching that Nuggets game recently and I said, "Damn it, man. What am I looking at? This West is loaded."
The West loaded.
Omar, I have to call a spade a spade. I think the Taysom Brown era will be known as the one luck. They're going to remind me of that Celtics championship that happened in 2008 that Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce still talk about like they were the greats.
Let me see what past Canteen would say about that. Canteen?
Now, let me cap it on. Are you talking about the year that Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen, that year when they played the Lakers in 2008?
That lucky year that they were practically lucky that
lucky
Kobe
if Kendrick
was not.
Perkins wouldn't have got hurt in 2010, we would have won that one too. So stop it. Please stop.
All right. So here's all I'm saying right now, man. As I said, man, the rubber meets the road during this time of season, guys. We're coming to a close of March. I mean, March is rapidly closing, guys. April will shortly be here. Now, as we see, Cavaliers are 56-11. The Celtics are 49-19. Celtics are 7.5 games behind. I'm not really pressed about that at all. Now, Jake made a good point about the West. The Thunder are 56-12. Rockets are 44-25. The Nuggets are tied with them. And then you have the Lakers, who are shortly thereafter, Grizzlies, and then the Warriors. The West, they have a really, really good cast, and they're playing well, man. The only thing that I really want to caveat on is, like, I got on one of my favorite players' jerseys, Draymond. Draymond had a lot of mouth during the All-Star game, and he ran his mouth. He said a lot of different things. Now, here's the thing. The West is going to have to step up their game and really play when it comes to the finals. I believe in the Celtics. And I think that whoever goes against the Celtics from the East, and if the Celtics make it to the finals, they're going to make them run 7 games. It's going to be 7 games, Jake. It ain't going to be no 5. It ain't going to be no sweep or gentleman sweep. It's going to be at least 7 games.
Do you believe that iron sharpens iron? Here's what I mean by this.
No, iron sharpens iron. And here's what I think you're getting at. I think that if I can pour into you, you can pour into me, and we can help one another. I think that's what you're getting at.
But what I'm saying is the West is so loaded. These guys are building. Each game's a championship series in a month from now in the Western Conference. And I don't see that in the East at all. And I believe that's why LeBron and the Wade era failed them, and they went 2 for 4, because while the West was killing each other, the Thunder and the Spurs of that era, and they were all fighting each other out.
So when you look at the East, man, you got your Cavs, your Celtics, your Knicks, and your
I'm not counting the Cavs. I've been trying to tell you, I don't believe in the freaking Cavs. Stop doing that.
You don't think the Cavs got any
They
firepower?
suck. They are the Hawks of last decade.
Come on,
bro.
now.
Really?
I'm calling a spade, man.
Don't do that to them.
Really?
Don't do that to the Cavs. The Cavs have a winning streaks of 15, 16, and 12 this year. They are definitely not the Hawks.
You don't remember when the Hawks had the number 1 seed against the Cavs in the Lakers? I mean, the Cavs with LeBron.
But this team is actually well put together. This team has a good core, has Donovan Mitchell, who people don't want to admit is a
star.
Oh,
stop it, Omar. I'm going to throw up right now. The fact that you call Donovan Mitchell a damn superstar is a damn slap in the face.
Well, what do you
think of it, Omar? I know you're going to hate on this.
No, I think Donovan Mitchell's a pretty decent basketball player, man. well-rounded, decent basketball player. He ain't a scrub. He's not a duck. He's decent.
I personally have put on my shades, not just because the professor's mixed bag is coming up, and I need to be wearing my shades in honor of St. Patrick's Day, top of the afternoon and evening to you. No, I'm going to shade this because it's one of the worst arguments I've ever heard in my whole entire life. So you're telling me that you believe the Boston Celtics will not win the championship this year and repeat not because of anybody in the East or the league leading Cavaliers for 56 wins. No. But because of the Lakers or the Warriors in the West. Not even giving the proper respect to Oklahoma City, to Houston, to Memphis. You didn't mention any of those teams except OKC, and you just ran right by them like they're chopped liver. I don't want to hear none of that. Boston Celtics, number one team in the league, reigning defending champions. No one is going to stand in our way. We have two of the top 10 players in the league in Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. We have our sixth man of the year, Peyton Pritchard. We've got Al Horford looking like a 24-year-old Al Horford. I got the game on in the background. It's so beautiful.
I'm watching the game right now, too.
How about you drown in your Lakers tears somewhere else, because I ain't got time for it.
We ain't got time for it.
Canteen, let me ask you one question.
All right, go ahead, bro.
Because I know Omar's too biased to answer this one.
Okay, good. Come on, man.
When the Celtics won in 2008, and they won that championship with Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, Rajon Rondo, and Paulie Pierce.
I'm glad you know the whole team. Sounds like a fan.
Hold on. When they won that championship, they were still prime. Did you really think that was going to be their only one at that time? When 2008 ended, was that the one you really thought that was it? They were never going to win another one again.
Now, I'll be honest. Boston, let me say this. Boston, if they had been healthy in 10, them guys would have went on the run, man. I'm telling you.
Thank you.
2010,
I don't think you beat prime Kobe.
I was deployed. And if they had a healthy squad, Jake, listen to what I'm telling you. They would have cleaned house.
They lost the year after to Dwight Howard and a bunch of scrubs in Orlando. I don't want to hear that.
Come on, bro.
I don't think I need to say this again. You beat a team without Kendrick Perkins. Kendrick Perkins was our rock, was our boulder.
The big man.
One of the biggest reasons we won that championship. If he was there, y'all would not have won that championship.
Kendrick Perkins is the key factor?
Yes. I can't believe that came out of my mouth. But I love Big Perk. And he was a crucial factor. If he would not have hurt his knee in that game 5, we would have won that series.
They would have won, Jake.
Now, we'll see what happens. We'll talk a little bit more NBA in a little bit. Thank you, Jake, for your hot take of the week. Can you face the center of the camera, by the way? I don't know why you're always looking to the right or the left or wherever you're looking, but you're always like off center. All right. Damn, I don't know why I just didn't say that a long time ago. All right. Let's look at some comments here. Stop looking at me like that. Champ Ross. Hey,
what up, brother?
What's up, brother? We see you tuning in, a Broncos fan. Him and Hot Take Jake Hogan have Broncos tears and beers on the weekends. He says, I'm ready for March Madness. Got my picks. Hey, I got to submit those brackets tonight. Make sure y'all get those in before noon on Thursday, because once it kicks off, it's going to be kicking off. Canteen, while I'm doing this, please, by the way, make sure that we are in the Bottom Line Sports Facebook group shared there, please. If we're not.
Yeah, I got you, bro. Make sure we in there.
Champ Ross says, OKC getting disrespected. Right. I take Jake just blowing over them like they don't have the number 2 wins in the league with 55 wins. Oh, get out of here with that. He says the Warriors ain't going nowhere in the playoffs. They have no size, and their shooting has taken a big hit. With Wiggins gone, they have no outside shooting beyond Curry that can be depended on. I actually disagree with this take. I believe that the defense and Jimmy Bucket's playoff experience will actually help them over the top. Jake, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think experience is going to matter. Not only that, we saw Jimmy Butler carry a depleted Heat team with less stars and make it to the finals. I told you, and I think it's going to be a heavyweight fight between LA versus Golden State here soon. I can't wait to see who wins it, because I'm a fan of Jimmy, and I love my LeBron, the greatest of all time. So it's going to be a chase.
We know you hang on to the genitals of both those gentlemen.
Of course.
Canteen,
this piece of shit.
Hey, man, here's what I think, man. And I'm going to be honest with you, Professor and Jake. If Steph Curry can pull what he pulled the other night, I think when they played the Knicks or somebody, when he pulled that record with those threes, if the Warriors are a complete team in the playoffs, I think they'll be dangerous coming out of the West. I think they'll be dangerous. But like I said, Draymond Green was the one who was running his mouth. He ran his mouth during the All-Star break, but he ain't really been playing up to snuff. But if the Warriors get hot, they'll be a dangerous team in the playoffs, I think.
I mean, they already are hot though. Since they traded for Jimmy Butler, they're 13. I think they're 13-1. I remember they're 12-1. I think they won last night, so they're 13-1 since they traded for Jimmy.
They got
Butler.
2 losses now. They lost
13-2. So they're 13-2 in the past 15 games since they traded for Jimmy Butler. The Warriors are already ascending, and while I do like to hate on the Fakers, they are there too. They have been getting better. Now we'll see what this injury with LeBron does. While they only have Luka, if they can hold up, I think they will be fine. But we'll see what happens there. All right, cool. Let's run through some more comments here. Champ Ross, thank you for letting us know how you feel in the comments. Jay talking about the Spurs, right? Yeah, he's all up high on Wemby, which I give him, but not yet. Few more years, please. Cavs and OKC have to be the most disrespectful number 1 seeds I can remember. It's pretty crazy that there's such young teams there at number 1. But I also believe that just because they're at number 1 isn't truly an indicator if they're going to win the title or not. Mobley and Allen are a prop defensive juggernaut right there. That's a defensive juggernaut front court right there. Jake doesn't like Max. Jake hates on everybody, so we know that. He also says Jake has a Paul Pierce jersey in.
Right, he probably do.
Let's go.
Bullshit. Bull crap.
Clubber D, thank you for tuning in. Says the Phoenix Suns may win the NIT. How do we feel about that?
That team is done, bro.
Yeah,
I feel bad for that team.
No, let me ask you guys something to intercede on this.
Yes.
Where does Durant? I mean, what's Durant's fate gonna look like, guys? I know that's a random question to just pop up.
I know I got laughed at last year when I said he was Rudy Gay of this generation now, and
He's not Rudy Gay. He is not Rudy Gay. Will you please stop the disrespect of Kevin Durant? I will not let this besmirchment.
He's a better version of Rudy Gay, Omar. He's a better version of Rudy Gay. He does some stats, does a little bit of here, there,
Jake,
and doesn't make anything shake in the NBA anymore. I'm sorry, I'm calling a spade.
Is Kevin Durant not a top 10 scorer of all time?
He is.
That's how I don't know about that anymore.
What?
I don't know, Omar.
Jake, come on, Jake.
My man is averaging 28 this year, and you're telling me you don't know about that
Jake.
anymore?
It would be like telling me Carmelo's a top 10 scorer of all time.
I mean, he's at least top 20. He's at least top 20.
That's what I'm thinking now. I'm thinking Durant has to do that.
Whatever. Durant is still on top of his game, still scoring a boatload.
Is he closer to LeBron's legacy or Rudy Gay's legacy?
LeBron's legacy.
Stop that. Stop that. You sound.
Legacy.
Come
Rudy
on, man.
Gay, Kevin Durant will go down as a top 50 player in the NBA of all time. Rudy Gay wouldn't even sniff the top 200.
Yeah, you're reaching there. Y'all forgot what prime Rudy Gay.
Thank you, champ. He is still doing the same thing.
No, he's not.
Hey, shout out to you. We appreciate you watching on Twitch. We do have people watching on Twitch. Says hello. You stream pretty cool. I feel entertained. There you go. Make sure that the ladies love it. The ladies love us on here. Now I'm the only one that's single, so I'm the only one that can mingle.
Oh, crazy, bro.
Speaking of, let's update you real quick on some NCAA scores. We have the first 4 tonight starting out. Alcorn State has defeated St. Francis, Pennsylvania, 70-68. So a close game there that was. And now starting in about 10 minutes here, for all those people that are hating on UNC for making it in when they maybe shouldn't have.
Nepotism.
Shout out to the West Virginia. Yeah. Well,
nepotism at its finest, man. When your athletic director has that pool, you can kind of just roll you right on in there.
What do you mean by that? Explain more to our fans.
So their athletic director was one of the guys that sat on the committee when they were making the selections for the team. The teams.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So are you saying that if he wasn't on there, are you saying UNC would not be in the tournament?
They wouldn't be in there. They wouldn't be in there.
That is the common refrain, Jake. How do you feel about this? There's a lot of people saying that. A lot of people saying UNC does not belong.
I don't mind it only because it'd be different if they do anything else. I don't think they do much this. They're going to be in and out. The thing about me is March Madness is more for the upsets at the beginning, but we all know most likely we might have one Cinderella story and 3 favorites coming in. So I don't see UNC doing a shocker there. I think they actually lose tonight. So we'll see what happens. I got San Diego State.
What?
I got a shocker.
I'm with you, Jake. Nope, I got
You got
that.
San Diego State too?
Yep, I do. I do not think that UNC, even though they're a blue blood, even though they get the most eyes and it makes sense because they're producing a TV show. I do not think that they're necessarily a much better team than West Virginia or Indiana, especially because they were 1-12 in quad 1 games, which is horrible. So I see San Diego State also pulling the upset tonight.
Wow.
Yeah. And my Longhorns play tomorrow.
What time do they play?
At 9:10.
Who do y'all play?
Late.
So
They
let
got
me go.
Xavier.
Okay, yeah, let me get those out of there. Tomorrow, games 5:40 here in Central, so that's 6:40 Eastern. You got American University, shout out to DMV, versus Mount St. Mary's. And then you have 8:10, I take Jake's Texas Longhorns versus the Xavier Musketeers. So, all right. Well, there you go. We'll talk about more about NCAA in just a little bit, so don't think that we won't. We're going to give you our final 4 picks, at least for the men's side. I don't know if the guys want to do the women's side, even though I have my final 4 for that already. So I'll leave that up to them. But before we do that, it is time for the Sports Professors Mix Bag.
Crap.
Okay, you don't got to be a hater. You don't got to be a hater.
Come on, Jake. Why you hating on the man, bro?
I'm happy for you. I'm out here hyping you up. Why you got to put me down? Jesus.
I'm mad at you still saying that I was a Paul Pierce fan, low key, and then you said that I was holding genitals of 2 other NBA players.
Well, but Jay, you got to be honest. You do now.
Am I lying? Did I lie? I see no lies. No lies were told is what I heard.
What a fuck! Get your mixed bag going. Let's go.
Clubber D says the Alabama State ending was great. I have to go and catch the highlights on
70-68 final score. It was a very good game. I just watched it before we started.
We're going to have to catch the highlights on that. Thank you.
Alabama State won.
Who did they beat?
St. Francis.
St. Francis. Okay.
70-68. Great game.
Yes. Shout out Sarah D. Thank you. Connect. Appreciate it.
Oh, damn. Yo.
Oh
my.
Slide
You gotta chill out, man.
Slide up in the DMs. Slide up in the DMs. You know what I mean? Slide up in the DMs.
Let's stay connected on Discord.
Shout out. I'm there. Street Pro 33. That's my Discord screen name. Street Pro 33.
Son of a gun. This guy go crazy.
Shoot that shot, baby. You know how I do. All right, let's get into my mixed bag. First of all, let's give a shout out to Dick Vitale, who could have called his last game this past weekend. Saturday night, Dick Vitale called his supposed to be last game on ESPN with the things that he has gone through with his cancer in his throat and all of that, which, damn, man, talk about a curse when you have one of the greatest voices. Of all time, and he gets throat cancer, and it's like, man, you're just taking away this sweet, sweet voice from us. How do y'all feel about this, gentlemen? Canteen, go ahead and start us off.
Man, Dick Vitale is like the epitome of, man, everything that you want in an announcer, to announce the games, to hype up the game, to bring the liveliness to a NCAA basketball game. There is no one on God's green earth that can act, that can do what this guy does. I mean, it's natural for him. I mean, I've never seen a guy his age that's hype, he brings a liveliness that nobody else brings to the game of basketball, man. I mean, he will be greatly missed. He's irreplaceable, man. You can't replace a guy like that. You can't, man. You can't, man. You can't.
I agree completely. Dick Vitale, I mean, from just all of his one-liners, the PTPers, you know what I'm saying? All of that, man. like you said, getting you hyped up. There's only a few people in sports that can do that sort of thing. And he is the foremost voice in basketball, at least. Jake, what do you got?
Yeah, it hurts, man, to hear that. No doubt in my mind, Dick Vitale is probably a top 3 announcer. If I got John Madden 1,
Okay.
I'm going to probably go, and I forget his name from college football, the one with Joe Klatt all the time. What's his name?
Gus Johnson.
There you go, Gus Johnson, number 2.
Love
and I always
Gus
got Dick Vitale, number 3, all time. These guys solidify. They make the game better just listening to whenever they talk. I literally want to hear them. They can make a bad game sound good. That's when you have become elite of elitists. The greatest of all time. Right there.
Now he's right. PT Pierce, yeah. Trent Ross is absolutely right about the diaper Danny and all those stuff. He put a whole different spin on the game of basketball, man. He did.
Yeah,
man.
he brought his own flair and everything into the commentary that followed him around when other people wanted to emulate his sayings and wanted be as great as a commentator as Dick Vitale has been forever.
I think he went out. But yeah, like the caveat on what the professor was saying before he went out, man. The things that Dick Vitale was saying, Diaper Dan and PT Pierre, I mean, those were some of the prominent things that Dick Vitale professed and announced during his time, that he was, doing the different games. And I'll caveat on what Jake was saying, like one of my favorite announcers, man. I'm a big CBS guy, man. So I'm an SEC fan, and I like to hear Vern Lundquist. He's one of my favorites. And the guys that host the CBS games on Saturdays, I don't know their names, but like I said, Vern Lundquist is one of my favorites. I like Vitale as well, and like I said, the guy that we're talking about. So waiting on the professor to pop back in, man. I think he's gonna come back in.
Yeah, you're good. Here's what I'll ask you right now. The MLB started yesterday with the Dodgers getting their first win. I saw Shohei Ohtani, man, and it just seems like no fears in this guy. I think we're looking at a new era with the way he's looking. What do you think his height of Shohei Ohtani can be this year? Because, man, I'm thinking we might be looking at the next face of baseball for the next 10 years.
So for me, man, I think Shohei Ohtani is going to have a phenomenal season. I think the MLB, man, I think they made a huge mistake, man. I was up around like 3-4 o'clock this morning, and they had the baseball game in, I think it was Japan or somewhere they had it at. So, I mean, you had East Coast people getting up at like 3-4 and other people getting up like 5 a.m. or whatever, but I didn't watch it or anything like that. It's not the official beginning of the official season, but I guess it's whatever. And I don't know if people journeyed or traveled over there, but I think Shohei Ohtani is going to have a stellar season, man. I think he didn't have the distractions that he had with the guy that was embezzling his money and all that stuff. So I think he has his head on right, and I think he's going to do some phenomenal things, man. I think so.
Omar, with you gone, I was asking him, I said, hey, man, with the start of baseball season starting practically yesterday, Shohei walking in, I was asking him are we looking at the next decade of the face of baseball right now? What do you think, partner?
I mean, not only is he the next decade of baseball, he already is the face of baseball and has been for the past, few years. And so
I had people fight me out. Hold on, Omar. People were fighting me saying Mike Trout is still that. Is that true or not? You think Shohei took over?
Mike Trout hasn't played.
I was getting killed.
No, Mike Trout hasn't even played half a season in like 5 years. So no, he can't even stay healthy on the field. That's not even close. Love Mike Trout, but no. Once he can actually stay healthy, then maybe. But he hasn't completed a full season in over like 5 years. So no. That's horrible. Whoever had that is a fair weather baseball fan. What I will say about this is that they are doing exactly what you said. They are leveraging the star power of their Japanese players. Shohei Ohtani, their starting pitcher Yamamoto, who they signed last year, and the new starting pitcher, the real young 23-year-old flamethrower that they signed this year, who goes at 6 a.m. tomorrow, Roki Sasaki. And so they are leveraging that because they have such a big, huge Japanese audience that they need to do that to make that money. Why wouldn't they? It would make no sense for them not to do that. So I think it's a perfect way to open the season. While I would like it to be when I could watch it, I understand what they're doing for the game of baseball. So in order for me to sacrifice and watch the game when I wake up instead of live, whatever, I'll take it if it helps make the game better.
Yeah. And I think they're doing it more for diversity, more for the culture, to expand it to overseas and to try to get more people intertwined and to raise awareness for other cultures to understand what we do and how we do it on this side in America as well.
Yep. And just to let everybody know, the Dodgers won 4-1. Ohtani was 2 for 4. So good start for Ohtani there. Thank y'all for that, because that was actually my next story in the mixed bag. That's why we work so well together, bro.
I was guessing, my brother. I was guessing. Let me get another story.
Let's go through some comments here real quick. Champ says you learned something new about basketball when you listen to Vitel. That's so true.
Absolutely. You do.
Morning Wombat. Shout out. We appreciate you tuning in. He says, y'all think UCSD, University of San Diego, can hang with Michigan? Michigan has the 2 7-footers, but UCSD can shoot the 3 and plays pretty good defense for a small ball team. Jake, what do you think about UCSD versus Michigan? He is right. They do have those 2 big 7-footers on the front court that run the pick and roll very, very well. And so it's hard to deal with that as well, though. As he mentioned, USCD, say that 5 times fast, is a very good small ball in terms of defense, in terms of hitting jump shots. What do you think about this?
Here's the thing. Is the ball going to fall? That's the thing. If their threes are falling, I get it. And that is the thing that I love about March Madness. It's 1 and you're done. There's no round 2, round 3. It's 1 and done. The thing is, in that same bracket, I don't think that's the upset. I do believe that Michigan's going to slow the game down. It's more of a coaches league in terms of it. And I think they're going to just play pick and roll with them the whole time. The upset I have actually is I think Yale will end up beating Texas A&M. Y'all heard it here first. Get ready for that one.
Whoa!
In the same bracket. Get ready. I got Yale.
Hey, Jake, we are here today, brother, because I have that Yale upset as well. Yale over.
I was working on bracket beforehand, bro. I was looking at.
I agree.
You heard it here first.
I agree. Now, what about? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Can you want?
No. I was just saying. Yeah, I said, man, I'm surprised Flo ain't in here flapping his gums.
Right?
Flo, we want to intercede. Go ahead, man. You go, bro.
No, what about this game here, though? Do you have UCSD or Michigan, Canty?
I'm a big Izzo fan, man. I like Tom Izzo.
That's the same state, wrong team.
Oh, Michigan State. That's right. No, you talking about Wolverine? You talking about Juwan Howard's old team?
Old team. Yeah, he don't coach there no more. I forget who coaches there now, but
I forgot. Yeah, he's a professional coach now.
But yeah, who you got? Michigan or USCSD? Who you got?
I'm gonna go UCSD, man. UCSD.
Yes. And what about you, Jake? Who you got?
I'm gonna go against the grain on this one, bro.
I got Michigan, bro. I got Michigan winning this one. It's gonna be. They're gonna slow it down. They're gonna win that game. That's my. There won't be an upset that one. Like I said, yeah. There's no way. I don't see that happening.
Well, I'm gonna have to agree with Canteen and go against you on this one, brother. UCSD has been absolutely red hot the past few weeks. Michigan has won 12 games by only 4 points, and they're coming off a grueling Big Ten tournament, which I think wore them down. I got the upset here, UC San Diego beating Michigan. All right. There you go, Morning Wombat. Thank you. Hey, all y'all, make sure you join the Bottom Line Sports Facebook group as well. Subscribe to the Final Say Pod and Ball and Buds on YouTube. We thank you for tuning in. Hit that like button. It is free. It helps us out in the algorithm. All right, more notes in the mailbag. Ovechkin watch. He is 8 goals shy of 895 goals to break Wayne Gretzky's record. We don't need to talk about it, as you've heard us talk about it here before. I just wanted to give you an update. 8 goals shy, about 15 goals left, so still on the same goal every other 2-game average that he needs. Moving on, unrivaled 3-on-3 women's basketball. We talked about this a bunch. They have crowned their initial champion. They are the Rose, led by Chelsea Gray, who had 18 points 8 assists last night, beating Ryan Howard's Vinyl 62-54. Also named their MVP of the Unrivaled League's first inaugural season, Nafisia Collier. Unfortunately, her team was bounced in the semifinals. What did y'all think about this new 3-on-3 women's basketball league that keeps the players here instead of having to go overseas to make their money?
I'm a fan. Oh, go ahead, Canteen. You go first.
My bad. Yeah, I should have directed.
I think it's a great idea. Keep them local. Keep them here to generate money, and I think it intrigues the fans here. Generate revenue. Keeps it hype. Keeps it interesting. It keeps things going. Keeps things afloat for me. That's what I think.
Yeah. No, I mean I agree. I think that the WNBA dropped the ball since they have not paid their players enough money to keep them from going overseas and keeping something like a Brittany Griner and Russia situation happening, which obviously they don't want to happen to anyone. So yeah, now that this gives them another outlet to stay here in the United States and still make money, and it's a 3-on-3 concept, so I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, I agree. I think it's good for women's basketball in general. Jake, what are your thoughts on this? If you are, there he is.
Yeah, I'm happy for it. Not only that, I think. See, I'm not trying to be rude, but I think Ice Cube dropped the ball with that big three. It's not as big as it was in the early ones.
Right.
I just hope that they make it smarter. They make it more intriguing, especially with the downtime that you have usually after the Super Bowl. You can really make people interested, especially if you get your star players to start playing during that time. So my hope is, and my goal is that they would be able to do that. I liked it. It was a good watch. It was nothing bad to watch. As long as it's great gameplay and I can tell that they're trying, I think people will tend to stay watching.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Moving on to golf. If you watch golf this weekend, shout out Roy McIlroy for winning the Players' Championship in overtime, 3 holes. They had to move it to Monday, which is a bad look. Golf, you got to keep it on Sunday. Put some lights on. Do something. I know it got dark, but you cannot lose that momentum and wait till the next day and then start at 9 a.m. because you lose your whole viewership that you had going on. I had it on in the background, but I wasn't even paying attention much because I had to be working on my stuff. So what do y'all think about Roy McIlroy winning the Players' Championship? Anybody got thoughts?
Roy McIlroy, man, a phenomenal kid. Man, I think he was the guy that the police stopped him and did some crazy stuff to him a year or so ago, man. A phenomenal golf player, man. I think these guys are really, really setting the stage, Professor, getting into the groove, man. I think these guys are really, really priming and preparing themselves, man. The Masters golf tournament is like in the next 2 weeks. And I mean, that's a huge deal beginning on August the 7th through the 13th out in Augusta, Georgia, man. I'm kind of excited to see who's, the next in the chute to get the green jacket, man. I mean, Tiger, I don't think Tiger's really, doing too much at this point. I know he's had a lot of nagging injuries and stuff, throughout the season, but I know Rory McIlroy is a up and coming big wig, big gun that's going to do some great things in the future in the golf arena, man.
And just to clarify one thing, it was Scotty Scheffler, not Rory McIlroy, who got into the incident with the police last year.
Thank you, Professor.
You're very welcome, sir. Just wanted to help us out here. Jake, what do you think about Rory McIlroy winning the Players' Championship?
Congrats to him. I do believe, though, golf is at a miss right now, only because they have not found their next Tiger. As much as they try and say they have not. There's nothing that's keeping our butts in the seat to watch. And I agree with you. The second they took it off Sunday, I know nobody watched it on Monday. I bet you their viewership will plummeted because everybody goes back to work, all that. I don't care if it's spring break for half the U.S. I think in the end, a lot of people were back to their regular time scheduled shows. It sucks for that. They need to do things to benefit it. That's what I'll say. Congrats to Rory, though.
Yeah, I agree. Really, just a miss. They're not completing the 3 holes when you had the chance and had the viewers in your hand, and then going so early in the morning too is also hurting. You could have gone in the afternoon or something like that, make it a little later in the day when more people could have watched. I will agree on the whole Tiger factor. I updated this on my show yesterday. Shameless plug. Watch the Professor Seminalmente every Monday on Ball and Buds, BALLANDBUDS. But I pointed out how this weekend Tiger Woods suffered an Achilles injury and needed surgery and will be out for at least 9 months to a year. And seeing how he wasn't competitive playing anyways anymore, he's sticking to mostly being in the TGL, his golf league that they got going on right now on ESPN, the virtual league, and as well being the ambassador between the PGA and LIV tour as they try to work out a merger deal between those two conglomerations.
To caveat, Professor, man, I was just sitting here, man. I was looking at something when we were talking about golf, man. To go to the Masters golf tournament, fellas, 4 days worth of golf. The cheapest ticket, you guys want to know the price? $8,980 for 4 days.
Damn.
Watching a 4-day pass of watching the golf tournament at the Masters, man. StubHub.
Wow.
That's not including hotel, airfare, food, spirits, and wine. It's pretty expensive, fellas.
Damn. Yeah, that's a lot of money for a 4-day trip to watch some golf. I might have to grab the day pass on that. You know what I'm saying? And keep it moving.
Right.
All right, cool. Well, let's keep it moving here. Thank y'all for tuning in as always. Shout out to Mac Witham. Made history when she entered the Gotham Football Club's match against the Seattle Reign Saturday night. She became the youngest player ever to play in a National Women Soccer League game at, get this, you all, 14 years old. 14 years old. She subbed out a world champion and played against grown-ass adults in a soccer game. Shout out Mock Witham, because she is an amazing, amazing woman. What do y'all think about this?
I mean, just what you just said. I mean, that just covers all the bases.
Yeah.
That's
crazy,
pretty
right?
good, keeping up with a bunch of adults to do that. 14 years old.
Oh, yeah.
That is wild.
14-year-old, that is wild. I agree. I would not be able to keep up with world-class athletes. So shout out again to
and I mean being very athletic. Keeping up with adults. That's something major, man.
Yeah, you got to have a lot more stamina, all that stuff, just to keep up with the speed and strength and all that. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, yeah.
And then finally, one last note in the Professor's Mixed Bag. Matt Richtum, shout out. First American male to win the Los Angeles Marathon since 1994. So shout out to Matt Richtman for winning the Los Angeles Marathon. And that is your Professor's Mixed Bag. Bag. All right, cool. Again, thank y'all for tuning in. I see, unfortunately, I apologize about dropping out there for a second when I did. Lost me for a minute because something happened on this side with my Ethernet plug-in when I was trying to turn the computer the other way. So hopefully whoever was watching before has rejoined us. I saw a couple people drop off there. Clubber D says, female Freddie Adu. Yeah, that's a great comp. Very well done. If no one remembers Freddie Adu, he was a player from the DMV, and he also was about 14 years old when he starred in the MLS. He then subsequently flamed out, though, because that's usually too young for most people. What do you think about that? Freddie Adu did end up flaming out. Anybody got thoughts on that?
Hopefully it doesn't repeat.
Yeah, I agree. Canteen, anything?
Caveat on my brother. Hot take.
Word. Let's keep it moving. All right, we're going to talk some NCAA March Madness, give you our final four teams. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, let's do that last. Let me see if y'all got anything else. Do y'all have anything on NFL? Anything on?
Hey guys,
you want to talk
some
about
big NFL things. I mean, I saw that. You know, we've had where does Russell Wilson end up going, and where does Aaron Rodgers? I mean, those two quarterbacks are still on the table. I know they've had visits with Pittsburgh, with the Browns. Jameis Winston went to the Giants, so you still got some of these big name quarterbacks have had visits. Flo's backup quarterback for the Cowboys ended up getting traded to the where did he get traded to? Cooper Rush got traded to, was it Baltimore? Second string at Baltimore, Indianapolis. He got traded somewhere. I can't think of the name off the top of my head.
Oh, I think he went to Indianapolis. Yeah, I think you're right.
Indianapolis, second string for Indianapolis, and then Daniel Jones is in the chute somewhere. They were talking about him, and then they're trying to figure out the whole McCarthy piece, what he's gonna do. But the biggest thing is about the draft. I mean, how the draft thing is gonna funnel out. and they were talking about where Cam Ward is going to go and where Shador and all these other guys where they're going to end up, man. But I will say this: I think for a lot of the teams that did really, really well in the trade were the Rams. The Rams did a lot of great things in the trade. The Raiders made some great moves. I think Geno going to be with Pete Carroll was a really, really good move for you guys, man. I think it was a great move.
So let me pose this question to you all then.
Okay.
Who was the team that you think improved the most this offseason? Was it the Raiders? Was it the Commanders who made a lot of good moves?
Oh, the Commanders.
Okay.
Hands down. The Commanders made the most strategic moves to improve their organization. The team that did the worst, Dallas. Dallas ain't do squat.
We know that. Yeah, you didn't have to say
They
that.
ain't do
We all
nothing.
know that.
They didn't improve nothing. They ain't make no move. They ain't improve nothing.
Anybody who watches this show knows how we feel about Dallas and the non-off-season moves that they make every year. So,
and Flo is not going to swindle me. Flo is not going to bamboozle me. I'm back home where I belong in the
ATL, shawty. ATL, shawty.
Yeah. Oh, I think he'll be back, but
he froze again. I'll go ahead and I'll go Bears. I think I do agree with you that the Commanders look good, and I like it. This Bears season is going to tell me everything I need to know about Caleb, because I'll tell you this.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb's going to show you now. There's no excuses, Caleb. They built your O-lineman within the free agency. They gave you 3 new offensive O-linemen. You take that with you and you accept it. I think now more than ever, the Bears have the opportunity. I think with the Lions taking a fall back because losing their offensive defensive coordinator, it should help them. I don't think the Vikings will. I think the Vikings will go through some struggles with the rookie quarterback now, because J.J. McCarthy will really be starting his rookie season this coming up year. And then something just tells me that J. Love Live and the Packers did not do anything in free agency that made me feel that they were kind of aggressive whatsoever. So right now, I think the Bears should be the biggest. If I was going to go a fourth to first, I'd go Bears.
Now, do you think the Falcons made a wise move by hanging on to Kirk Cousins and giving him a $10 million roster bonus by holding on to him? You got.
I think you didn't want to have dead cap. That's what I really think was the case. They didn't want to deal with any of the dead cap money.
And then we trade away Grady Jarrett, which was one of our best front 4 guys in a defensive position. They trade him to the Bears.
Well, I think y'all put all your chips on the table last season when y'all went to go grab Matthew Judon, Justin Simmons. Y'all paid a couple more guys.
Right.
I think now y'all had to get a little cheaper a little bit for this season.
Had to cut a little fat, trim a little fat.
Yep. But yeah, my team would be the Bears right now. That's what I was saying, Omar. I think the Bears made the best moves offensively with their line. I think this is a no excuse year for Caleb. Your O-line looks decent. You better show up and show out and show us that you're the quarterback you were supposed to be. So that's what I would take it.
Now, let me say this, guys. I don't even want to talk about this team. I mean, I don't know if y'all. Where do the Cowboys go from here? I mean, I think they signed one of their receivers to a long-term deal. I think they still got Dak, but I mean, where do the Dallas Cowboys go at this point, fellas?
I think that I told you what I predicted. I think that they hired this no-name head coach for the next 2 seasons to let Dak's contract go to waste. And then they're going to do a major reset here in 2 seasons.
Major rehaul?
Yep.
Wow.
There's nothing good to look at in this team right now. Look, Stephon Diggs is out there. Why are they not going after him? Have a number 2, and I'm not a fan of Stephon. But damn, if you're going to already be a circus, get yourself one of the biggest clowns of all time. Get Stephon Diggs. He's still out there. You need a number 2 for CD to at least look viable.
But I'm saying no. But because I think Dallas should have signed Cooper Kupp. I mean Cup.
And what happened? They didn't pull the trigger.
And Cup went to Seattle, right?
Yep.
It's stupid.
They didn't pull the trigger, bro.
They didn't pull the trigger. Let Cup go. They let Cup end up going to Seattle. But then I think. But now here's what we got a caveat on. Pittsburgh made some strategic moves too. They picked up DK Metcalf. right? Metcalf.
But if they don't have a quarterback, it doesn't matter.
Well, that's what I was about to say. If they don't get A-Rod, who they want,
he ain't the right fit, man.
Well, then who are they getting? Because I wouldn't get Russ. And if I'm Russ, I'd feel a type of, and I've said this last week. If I'm Russ, I'm practically the guy that asked you out on the date, and you literally said, "Hold on, I'm trying to see if this other guy wants to take me. If he don't, I'll be glad to take
Mason
me."
Rudolph. Get Mason
Come
Rudolph.
on, man. Slap in the face.
Rudolph.
Mason Rudolph.
Oh my God. Oh, hold on. No, this is. I'm not allowing this to happen without.
Take a drink, man. Take a drink. Take a shot. Mason Rudolph. Hey, and Omar and Professor. The only reason I say that
And guess
is
who?
I'd much rather gamble on a kid like that to develop him. I mean, you already got old blood. You don't want the old blood. You tried the old guys. They ain't work for you. I'd rather gamble on this kid and develop him and try with him. Okay, you get rid. Why would you get rid of Justin Fields? You had Fields. Why you get rid of Fields? Right? You get rid of Fields and let Fields go to the Jets. I would have kept Fields.
I would have as well kept Fields.
Right.
I do agree now you only have two options, Wilson or Rodgers. But I just can't see them doing very much no matter which quarterback they get, but hey, whatever. I will say in my answer is, and I think it's actually the Commanders that have had the best offseason. I think trading for Laramie Tunsil to protect Jaden Daniels. I think going out and getting a second receiver like Deebo Samuel to pair with McLaurin. I think that they're starting to round out this team on the edges. And this is what happens when teams start to become winners and contenders and they want to win a championship is they build around the edges and they fortify the places where they're weakest. And that's what Washington did this offseason. Plug their holes where they were deficient. And now they're hoping that could get them over the top. And they were so close last season. Why would it not?
You said a lot, Professor. You said a lot. You said a lot.
Shout out to Morning Wombat who says, can't sleep on the Vikings. Ditched Darnold and massively upgraded their offensive and defensive lines. Also got Jordan Mason from the Niners. Signed Will Freeze, Jonathan Allen, and Javon Hargrave, 3 massive defensive linemen. And also said JJ McCarthy will be the X factor because the roster is not talented enough to make a deep playoff run. Will JJ be ready? So I think you might have contradicted yourself a little bit there. I do see your main points on the offensive and defensive line, but I do think that they had a good enough team last year where they could have won it had Darnold not flaked out and become a pumpkin in the postseason. Canteen, what do you think about this?
Here's the thing, man. They should have held on to that. They should have held on to Darnold. I would have held on to that kid, man.
Okay, but they would have had to pay the money. You do realize that, right?
I'm willing to risk it all, man.
Okay. Hey, Canteen got to give it all away.
hey, man.
Don't give it away too quick, baby.
It's all or none. When you got a guy that's shown and proven it to you, but like if Flo was here, Flo, a sophomore slump or whatever, but you got a guy that's been tossed around the league. He gets to an organization and he shows you that he's capable. Pay the man. Pay the man.
Okay.
But you don't want to pay the man. So you deal him away to Seattle.
Here's the thing you miss out on. You miss out on the rookie contract that you get right now. So right now, they were able to get all those free agents because they have that quarterback on that rookie deal.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I think Sam Darnold showed you his ceiling. I'm sorry. That's his ceiling.
No.
If I'm JJ,
so
try it new, especially right now with this.
So you think he tapped out? He's done. Flo.
Yeah, I'm glad they moved on. And if you're not gonna move on from Sam Darnold, when are you gonna do it? Because now you're wasting your rookie contract years, and that's what's gonna hurt you.
Jake, you sound crazy. So you telling me that you my starting quarterback, and Omar get hurt, that you've been winning all the games, Omar hurt, then I'm gonna move on from you and I'm gonna hold on to him.
I can't erase what I saw against the Lions last year, Canteen, when it counted most.
Man.
I can't erase
Canteen,
what I saw live.
Canteen, I love to agree with you, Canteen, but I think all three of us, including Flo, who just joined us, shout out to Flo for joining us. He's going to give us his update here in a second. But I know all three of us agree here on this one. Darnold turned into the pumpkin that we said he would and went pumpkin mode.
Man, y'all got to be crazy.
And the Seahawks would have, and Minnesota would have been fiscally irresponsible to spend that money on Darnold when you have McCarthy on a rookie contract that you can fill out the rest of the roster. Flo, what do you say to that?
So, go ahead, Flo.
About Darnold?
Yeah, Canteen is still on the kick that Darnold should have been signed in Minnesota.
No way. No way. Look, here's the thing. I've always said this. This is the way I look at quarterbacks. You look at their best season and their worst season, and you throw them out.
I told you, Omar.
And that's what they are. And this was Darnold's best season. You throw it out and you look at the rest of his career, and that's what he is. I mean, he's not going to be a top-tier quarterback unless he's got a team around him like he did in Minnesota. And you got it set up perfectly for the rookie coming in, on his second year after he got hurt. Maybe you bring in Aaron Rodgers. I still think that's a shot. Because I think I always say it takes a year to get back from those kind of injuries. It takes up a year. And so I don't think he's going to be ready at the beginning of the year. So I'm okay with sitting him another year behind Aaron and see what he can do. Maybe sign Aaron to a 2-year deal with a second-year option, or maybe a 1-year deal with a second-year option or something like that. So that's what I say. You
hear Aaron Rodgers has been talking to the Steelers, though, right?
Steelers too.
Yeah. No, I hear that, but I heard it, in some of the streams or other places that my Vikings might be in play.
My Vikings? Did you say my Vikings?
No. That's the Vikings.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
Might be in play, yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you said my Vikings. I was going to say we're not allowing a third team on this program, Flo. Okay.
No. No, it's my Cowboys and my Chiefs. That's it.
You already tried to get away with the Chiefs. We ain't allowing no third on here. Oh, man. All right. What other NFL news you got, kid?
Hold on. Let me finish, man.
Go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
I'm so disappointed in y'all. But anyway, back to the thing at hand. I can't believe y'all even say that about that. But so the other NFL news that we got. So you got Jameis Winston. They was talking about Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson, all these other quarterbacks talking different teams. And then I mentioned the point about the Falcons ended up keeping Kirk Cousins. They gave him a $10 million signing bonus. They kept him, which I think is absurd, crazy. But
I don't think so. I think Kirk Cousins, the same thing. Look at his best season, worst season, throw him out. He is what he is. He's a good, solid quarterback.
But would you keep Flo? Why you holding on to him? We got what we need.
He's better than Darnold, though. I mean, he's a better quarterback overall. Look at his career. He's a solid quarterback.
But
if
Flo,
he has a good team around him.
Here's what I want you to hear.
Okay.
All this dude has done is collect money at every organization he's been to. He's collected money at every organization. He has not won. He ain't been consistent in the playoffs. He ain't won no playoffs.
Okay,
he only won one playoff game.
Being in the military, Canteen, you know this. A lot of times promotions, just like quarterbacks, it's about timing.
It ain't
if they need a quarterback at that time.
No, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Sometimes the promotion is not warranted. It's about the timing. You're right.
Right, timing. And he's got contracts at the right time. He's gotten contracts when people need quarterbacks.
Time. I can't knock that.
Yeah.
You're right.
So that's how it works.
What else we talked about? Dallas. So what are the Cowboys going to do? What strategic moves have the Dallas Cowboys made? We said.
They signed Odigizua. They re-signed Odigizua. He's a good young pass rusher.
Okay.
You're on mute, Omar. I think I didn't hear you.
And then I know Jake mentioned that
I was just saying Odigizua is really good. I agree.
Yeah, he's good.
Now, Flo, here's the last question. Here's my last thing about NFL. And then, Professor, you can move on.
Okay.
Who do you think was the best team that made the best moves in the draft that is going to set their team up to be the most successful for the season?
In the draft? The draft hadn't happened yet.
No, not the draft.
No. He means free agency. Yeah, free agency.
Oh, right now. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Because I posed the question, which team had the best offseason? Some people say Commanders, some say Raiders, some say, whatever else.
I mean, the Broncos had a decent. I'd put them up there in the top 3 or 4.
The Broncos, Broncos.
They signed some good defensive players. They upgraded a little bit on offense, and so we'll see what they do in the draft. Maybe they get a really good receiver or something, or get a really good running back. You're on mute, Jake. I don't know if you're trying to say something, but it's tough. It's close. I think I want to say. I don't want to be a homer. We haven't really done anything, so I can't say the Cowboys because they haven't really done much. They just signed a few,
I would hope you wouldn't say that.
Marginal players and the
marginal.
Marginal. Some running backs. They signed a couple of running backs.
Here we go. Who's in the room? Who's in the room? Dowdle and whoever else y'all are running back there.
They signed Solomon Thompson.
I don't want to hear that. Get out of here with that.
I'm trying to think. I hadn't really thought about it. Who probably Commanders, I guess, would be a good one. Possibly. I think the Raiders did pretty good. They upgraded at different positions, and they got a shot to make the playoffs and knock off the Broncos from 3rd place. So.
Yeah, Broncos going down to the basement, baby.
Broncos down to the basement.
I believe if anybody made themselves look worse, I think it's the Chiefs. They have not fixed their offensive lineup. In fact, they lost their left guard.
Their best player. They might be drafting.
I don't see anybody in the draft that's going to make their O-line that great that fast.
Well,
it is a meat and potatoes draft, so if they can find a player.
They can find a couple offensive linemen.
I would get it if they had a top 10 pick. They got a 31st pick.
Yeah, but that's the only position they really need.
But like we said, it's a meat and potatoes draft. There's not really star players on the outside. I think everybody else is drafting meat and potatoes as well.
Maybe.
So talking about star players, then let's talk about the Cincinnati Bengals. That's the big news going around.
Oh yeah, when they signed the two, they signed T.
Jamar
Higgins,
Chase.
Jamar Chase. Yeah. Now let me say this, guys.
Well, they franchise T. Higgins, right?
No, they signed. They
signed him long term.
Let me say this, guys. Let me say this. Okay. Joe Burrow is going to be in the same position as Aaron Rodgers. You wanted what you wanted. Now you got to ante up. You got what you wanted. Now show and tell. You got both of your receivers. Now show and tell. Aaron Rodgers, when he got what he wanted, what happened? He choked.
But Aaron Rodgers, to his credit, he got injured the first year, and he was coming off the injury.
Come on, man. No, I don't want to hear nothing. Look.
Come on. It's true.
Okay, man. Okay.
Look. I got examples. You got Aaron Rodgers, and you got Kirk Cousins. Both of them had an off season coming off those kind of injuries.
I don't want to hear nothing about that, man.
Come on. You can talk. There's plenty of people who with those lower leg injuries.
Okay.
Dak
They injured.
He struggled coming off that big ankle injury.
Now, you said Joe Burrow coming off an injury or not? Joe Burrow got injured.
No, he didn't get injured this year.
All right, so Joe Burrow got a fresh start with what he wanted.
Well,
I don't know how we're giving a pass to A-Rod and not a pass to. Hold on. Are you kidding me, Canteen?
You got to give it.
Joe Burrow had a top 3 passer rating in the damn league. He could score 30 plus. His damn defense couldn't do shit.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not giving him no pass. I'm not giving him no pass. What I'm just saying, we got to hold everybody to the same standard. Everybody got to be accountable. That's what I'm saying.
Well, to be fair, Jake, first game losing to the Patriots was not a good loss. I mean, they had a couple that he should.
I think that's a coaching thing.
No, I think he should have beat that team
every year.
There's a couple of teams.
For some reason, the Bengals start out slow. That's not. I don't think that's a player. That's a coach's thing.
I don't know. It could be a player thing because it's always Joe Burrow. He's either getting injured or he's not playing well. I mean, look at this at the beginning of each season. He doesn't play well early.
Every year they start out slow, then they kick in gear about halfway through the season.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they have to address the defense, but Joe Burrow should have won a couple of those games just based on the offense they have and his talent. He should have overcome some of that and given them a couple of wins.
So how about this? Around the horn, do we think that Joe Burrow and now that his 2 signed favorite receivers who Canteen astutely pointed out that he did ask to be signed. They did it. They brought him back. He showed the first time when they made that run to the Super Bowl that he can win with a halfway average defense. It doesn't have to be spectacular. So what do we see? Do we see Joe Burrow winning one in the future with the defense in the way it is, with the offensive line is still in shambles? They got to fix that. Flo, what do you think?
They have to address the defense. I mean, they got to sign that, who is it, Henderson or whatever. He's a great pass rusher. You can't give him up. You got to sign him. If they let him go because they let them test the free agency or whatever, I don't know what they're doing. But that's not a good move. They got to address the secondary. They got to get a couple of pieces for the defense to give them some kind of, at least an average defense. At least a average to above average. If they do that, I think it's on Joe Burrow. If they can give him an average, maybe a top 15-ish defense, if they can give him that, it's on Joe Burrow after that, I think. If he doesn't lead him to the playoffs or maybe even to the AFC Championship, then I think it's a Joe Burrow thing.
So if they give him a top 15 defense, does he win a championship?
I think he has a chance. Definitely has a chance.
Okay. Canteen?
Yeah.
I'm going to say this right here, and I'm going to be through talking about this. I'm holding everybody accountable to the same stand-up. When you seek out what you want and you sign what you want, just like Aaron Rodgers when he got Alan Lazard, he went and got everything he wanted. You get what you want, then win. You get the players the money. You get the money you want. Aaron Rodgers even cut the fat. Aaron Rodgers said, "I'll take a pay cut and bring what I want here," and you still didn't win. Joe Burrow got everything he needs. I don't want to hear nothing about why you can't win the AFC North. I don't want to hear nothing.
So does he win a championship or not?
Help him on defense, please.
What?
So if he gets a top 15 defense, does he win a championship?
He ain't got no choice. Should.
Okay.
Easy.
Okay.
Come on, bro.
Jake, what do you think?
If they give him a decent defense, yes, he'll win a championship. But they have to give it to him. The thing about the Bengals is it's so cheap. They don't do that crap for him, man. And they need to quit doing that crap.
I wouldn't be surprised if they don't sign Hendrickson, because now they signed these two deals.
And they're going to throw it in Burrow's face. Well, we signed these two guys. No. The way to win in NFL, great quarterback, great O-line, great pass rusher is usually third in my opinion. You let that go, how do you get to the quarterback? First off, I need a quarterback. I need somebody to protect my quarterback.
No quarterback.
And third of all, I need somebody to go after your quarterback. Get Hendrickson.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's if you have a top-tier quarterback.
Oh, something happened. Your audio went out. While he's fixing that, Flo, your audio went out. While you're fixing that, Morning Wombat says the Bengals should have paid Chase.
They would have saved millions alone.
They would have saved millions. Chase is elite, but I don't think he's any better than Jefferson. I agree, Canteen. I've been saying this.
I think that's 1A, 1B.
They needed to pay Chase, Higgins, and Hendrickson 2 or 3 years ago, and they would have saved over $20 million in cap space this year. Canteen,
right?
Go ahead, Canteen. What were you saying?
No, all I was saying, Professor, is if they had covered that check about 2-3 years ago, the bank, they would have saved money in the bank. They probably could have won a Super Bowl. They could have won a Super Bowl back in 22. I think they could have beat the Rams. Remember they played the Rams?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. It's simple, man. Look. Go ahead.
Yeah, they got to do that. If they do that, they'll be good. But that's what I'm saying. You got to pay.
You got to pay, baby.
You got to pay, man.
I didn't mean to cut you off, Canteen. Go ahead, finish your thought.
No, Professor, what I'm saying is, man, what makes me sick about the National Football League is right here. You got top-tier talent. And Dallas is infamous for this, man. Dallas Cowboys are infamous for it. You got guys like Michael Parsons, CeeDee. You got these top-tier guys, and you hanging these guys on a string, knowing you need to pay them. You got guys like T. Higgins. You got guys like Jamar Chase. Go ahead and pay these guys. Save yourself some money on the cap so you can go ahead and win and bring in what you need to bring in to win a Super Bowl.
Yep.
Come on, man. I shouldn't even get mad.
Can't say it any better than that. Now, what do we think about this other thing they said that Morning Wombat said, that he doesn't think that he's elite, but he's not better than Justin Jefferson. I would agree that Justin Jefferson is the best, and Jamar Chase is a very close second. Would everybody else agree?
Well, let me ask you this before you say that. Who is the most elite wide receiver in the league right now?
It's got to be Jefferson. It's got to be JJ. Got to be.
Yeah. I mean, Justin Jefferson's right there.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
But I think Jamar Chase is right behind him. I think he's right there behind him. I think you put CD in there.
Like this close.
CD number 3. I put CD at 3.
I put CD at least 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would do that.
And then, so I think he's up there in the top 5 without a question. He's a top 5 receiver.
Top 5.
No doubt.
But as I said, guys, man, if you NFL owners need to think strategically. If you're vying for a Super Bowl, you're vying for a Super Bowl now in March.
Here's what I will say. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you, bro.
Okay. Now they gave Joe Burrow all the weapons similar to what San Francisco gave to all their quarterbacks. He's got all the weapons, and the San Francisco 49ers made it twice to the Super Bowl, even though they lost. They made it to the Super Bowl twice. And so they had a pretty good defense, though. But at the same time, Joe Burrow is elite. I mean, put Joe Burrow on the 49ers the last few years. You think they win a Super Bowl? I mean, come on. He should, right? So I think he's got, like he makes a point that he's got everything he needs. He's got even more than he needs, because if he's a top 5 quarterback, all you need is someone to protect you, a number 1 receiver.
A 2 receiver,
and you can make up the rest. Just a half decent. But he's got everything he needs. He's got everything he needs and more. He's got possibly two number 1 receivers, and so he's got. I think the O-line, they still got some issues with the O-line, but still, he's got 2 top receivers. That third guy, I can't remember his name. He's pretty good too. Their number 3 receiver could be a number 2 anywhere else, and so he's got a lot of weapons. So
I watch this.
Andre, I watch. Hey, give Burrow him. Yeah, he's pretty good. I liked him when I don't remember who got injured, but he came in and he was the number 2 for a while, and he was really good. And so he's got 3 weapons on offense. They got to address the O-line a little bit more, and I think you give Joe Burrow a top 18 defense, he should make a run.
And here's the thing, Flo. Here's what I'm gonna caveat, man, and I'll be done, Professor. Then I'm done. Man, football games are won in the trenches, guys. Offensive line, defensive line. Your games are won with the front 4.
Yeah,
it's simple. Yeah. You cannot win game if your offensive line and defensive lines are not beefed up. You're not going to win. I'm done, man.
I mean, you can win, but you have to have a top tier quarterback. You have to have a top tier quarterback to overcome offensive line issues.
That's all I got, bro. I'm done, man. I'm done.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You need to have a top tier quarterback. You need to have a mobile quarterback, sort of like a Jaden Daniels, something like that, to overcome some of those offensive defensive line issues. But you're right. Most teams need to have a good offensive and defensive line. You win when you build in the trenches. I do agree, though, that I think that Joe Burrow could win a championship with even just a top 20 defense. So I agree with Flo there with the top 18, top 20 defense. Yeah. So. All right, cool. Well, we're going to finish it up with some March Madness talk here for you gentlemen. So let me go ahead. I actually have the brackets for us. So let me go ahead and bring that bracket up over here. You can see it to our right-hand side. And so we're not going to obviously go
zoom into each region?
Yeah.
Let's just go. Okay.
Oh, can I?
I think you can. You should be able to.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me
Is it a website or a PDF?
No. It's a PDF though.
Yeah,
so
you should be able to zoom in. Okay. There should be a way to zoom in, like a zoom button at the top. View, under view.
Oh, no. It's not a PDF. I'm sorry. It's an image.
Okay. You should still be able to zoom in though.
Should you? All right. Hold on. Let me see.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Under view or something like that. But I don't know. If not, that's
because I uploaded it, so I didn't actually. I'm not like sharing a screen. I actually uploaded it, so that might be why.
Okay.
But yeah, I can. Hold on. Let me do that instead. Let me just take this off, and what I'll do is I'll just bring it up from my files instead.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'll keep talking while I do this. Keep going. Talk about NFL or something real quick while I get this up.
Yeah, man. So, like I said, man, for the whole NFL thing, man, as I said, man, it's one in the trenches, guys. And so for me, I mean, the Falcons made a few strategic moves, man. But like I said, man, the Commanders, Bears made great moves. I told the professor, I think those guys getting Geno Smith reuniting with Pete Carroll is
I
very good.
mean,
What you think, Flo?
it is what it is. Gino, he's a pumpkin guy. He turns into a pumpkin at some point.
You say he a pumpkin,
either during
Flo?
the season. He is. At some point during the year, he goes
so
pumpkin
you,
mode.
so okay, no. So
whether it's 6 games in, 8 games in.
So you think he's a journeyman?
He's definitely a journeyman. Definitely.
Come on, Flo, man.
He's slightly above average. He's slightly above average.
So what is Dak to you? So is Dak a journeyman?
No, Jack's top 10. He's a top, maybe even top 8. 7 quarter. Look at his numbers. He's had 4,000-yard seasons every season almost.
Jake, what you about to say? Jake, come on. Say it, Jake.
He's led the NFL in touchdown passes.
Top 8 quarterback, top 10 quarterbacks. Wild, bro.
He's definitely a top 10, easy top 10 quarterback.
Jake,
who's top 10?
Numbers.
Dak
who's top 10?
Prescott.
Oh yeah, he is top 10. He's top 10.
See?
He's top 10.
Exactly.
Dakota Rain.
No.
Exactly.
All right, let's go through this bracket. Enough about the Cowboys. Enough about the Cowboys. Let's go. All right, East Side or South Side we'll start with in the top left corner. You can see Auburn is here in the number 1 seed. You've also got Flo's Texas A&M there at number 4. You also got Michigan State at number 2.
Texas Tech.
I know. I'm messing with you. Michigan State at number 2 and Iowa State at number 3. So let's go around the horn. Who do you have coming out of this region? What?
That South region?
Yes.
I'll say this. I'll say this, guys. Auburn is suspect, man. Auburn lost a lot of close games toward the end of the season in the SEC. Man, the team that I think that can come out of that region right now, I'm going Michigan State.
Okay,
man,
the number 2 seed in Michigan State.
I'm going Michigan State out of that one.
Oh yeah,
I'm going Michigan State.
Okay.
Wow.
What about you, Flo?
I like Auburn. If you look at their win, they got one of the best strength of schedules, despite what Canteen says, and they got a lot of quad 1 and quad 2 wins. I mean, they've been a solid team all year long. I could see them making it to the Final Four. I could see Texas Tech being, because they got a good defense. They got the Big 12 Player of the Year, JT Toppin. He's the Big 12 Player of the Year, and they got a lot of good guard play. Good. They got a freshman who's playing really well. Right now, he's coming into his zone. I think it's Anderson, but man, I'm gonna go. Man, let me go. You know what? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Auburn right now. I'm gonna go Auburn, but I could switch to Texas Tech. I'm gonna go Auburn right now early. They have had a really good schedule, a really tough schedule. A lot of top quad 1, quad 2 wins. I can't overlook that, and so they got a solid all-around team. So I think going into a tournament like this, that's what you need.
Okay. Jake, you see this here? We've got Auburn at the top in this left-hand corner of the South, and then going down, you also have Texas A&M, as we mentioned, Iowa State at number 3 team, and Michigan State at number 2 team. Yeah, I know. I let you go with it. It's okay.
Okay.
Go ahead, Jake.
I'll be fast on this one, fellas, because I think it's going to be a good one. I got the final 2 out of this one is going to be Michigan State versus Michigan.
I told you.
In a big-time fight. I do believe Michigan wins it.
Oh, Texas Tech's in the
Michigan will end up slowing the game down. I believe their 7-footers will destroy that side of the bracket and win at least to be in their Final Four. But Michigan versus Michigan State's my final 2 out of that bracket. Michigan beats Michigan State to advance to the Final Four.
Well, as someone who loves storylines, you know I love You know, I love that. That's pretty cool.
Yes, sir.
Hey, you say like storylines, right?
Yes, you know that. And you know that also they have been fighting each other literally in the hallways at their past basketball, football. Every single time those two teams meet, they get into the fisticuffs. And I like a little feistiness. So I actually hope to see that. But I cannot see that. Auburn has been one of the best, if not the best team all season long in the country. Johnny Broom is the player of the year in the country. And there's just they are a force to be reckoned with. And I don't think that any other team in this division can even compete with Auburn. They don't really have many weaknesses, many flaws. They've got a lot of experience with all of their seniors. Right now they've got everything they need to win the championship. I'm going with Auburn out of the South. Cool. All right. Let's move it over to the right-hand column. You see the East here. We have the Duke Blue Devils are the number 1 seed. Moving it down, Arizona Wildcats are your number 4 seed. Wisconsin Badgers, number 3. And then at number 2, the Alabama Crimson Tide. Let's go around the horn the other way. Let's start with Jake this time. Jake, what do you think about this East region? Who will be coming out? I think I know who you're going to say.
Well, this one's not going to be much of a storyline because there's something about Duke that I feel these Blue Devils are about to do.
I knew it.
These Blue Devils are going to destroy this conference with ease. I think they just mollywop everybody in their way, whether it's Baylor, whether it's probably Oregon after that. They're going to easily take this to the Final Four. This is not going to be any type of rough shot for them. They're going to have a good slate. Duke Blue Devils all day. Let's go.
All right, cool. Before we move on, quick comments from Kyle. Shout out, Kyle. Thank you for tuning in. Because I hear you, but you can't sleep on
I told you what I told you, Professor. Do not sleep on Tom Izzo, bro. I told you.
Yeah, I agree. He's one of the greatest coaches ever. Can't. He also said, I think Auburn is too dangerous for Michigan. Broom will show out. I agree with you, Kyle. I think Auburn is too dangerous for anyone in that region. All right, cool. Flo, what do you think about the East region here that we're looking at?
East, let's see. Who we got in the East here?
You got Duke as number 1.
Florida.
You got Wisconsin at 3. Arizona 4.
Okay.
You've got number 2 is Alabama.
East. Okay.
Yeah,
Alabama.
You're looking at the wrong one. There you go. Yep. There you go.
East. Okay. Alabama's 2 there, right?
Yes.
I like
correct.
Arizona. Arizona's. I mean, people talk about the SEC, but the Big 12 is a deep conference, and they played well. They won the Big 12 championship, or they went to the championship game. And so I think this is a chance that they could beat Duke. I mean, I think they'll meet them in the Sweet 16. Looks like if they both win. The thing about Duke is they don't have a lot of quality wins. They don't have a good strength of schedule, and I like to look at that. Strength of schedule matters. Quad 1, quad 2 wins. They're not great at that. I mean, granted, they're not in the necessarily best conference. But they do have a lot of good players, so I can't take that away from them. They have quality players. I just don't think Duke's been the same since Krzyzewski has left. I don't know if they're quite going to get back there. I could see Alabama taking them out. And this being basically Alabama making it to the Final Four out of the East.
I will have to say I think John Shire has done a great job there. They're 31-3 this year, so I'll have to disagree with you on the not being good since Krzyzewski left, but they have not won a title yet, that's for sure. Canteen, what do you think? Who's going to win the East?
Hey, Professor, I will say this, man. I think Duke is rolling high, man. I think as Stephen A. Smith said this morning, if Cooper Flagg plays his first game, I think the coach at Duke is an idiot. Cooper Flagg, an idiot. Let the guy rest. Let him sit out, man.
Yeah, I completely agree. It would be very
now. Here's as team wise. Do not sleep on Arizona, and you better not sleep on Oregon. Those are my sleeper teams coming out of that East. They're my sleeper teams right there, Professor.
Okay, so who's your team though? Who you got coming out for sure? Who you got?
I'm going Arizona. I'm going to Wildcat, baby. Wildcats.
Yeah.
Wildcats. For real.
Hey, that's not a bad pick. I like Arizona. I think that this is a down region. I was actually gonna back you up there. I think it would be very, very, very. I don't want to say stupid, but it would be a very bad decision for them to play Cooper Flag before they need to, and they definitely do not need him game one.
I keep losing audio. Sorry.
Oh, good. I wouldn't even think they would really need him for game two either. So I'd think about sitting him out the whole weekend, but I do understand if they wanted to play him in game two. While I do like your Arizona pick, I'm actually going to go with Alabama here. I think Alabama has played well all season. Nate Oates has that team going, full pedal to the metal. They're always playing as fast and hard as possible, and they shoot a lot of threes, similar to my Celtics. And they converted at 40% from the three-point line over the final month of the season. They're also great at rebounding and attacking the rim. I have Alabama beating Duke here to come out of this region. I think that Cooper Flag injury may be a little more harder to overcome with than Duke would like. All right, Moving down to our bottom, we have the West region. Florida is your number 1 seed in the West. Your number 4 seed is my alumni, the University of Maryland Terrapins. Shout out. At number 3, Flo's Texas Tech Raiders. And at number 2, Red Raiders, excuse me. And at number 2, St. John's. Wow. Hey, St. John's at number 2. What a hell of a job why am I blanking right now?
Rick Pitino.
Not Calipari. Pitino. Thank you. I was thinking Calipari.
Pitino, baby.
Rick Pitino has done an amazing job at St. John's, getting them to a number 2 seed. Canteen, who do you got in this West Division out here?
Now I'm gonna say this, Flo. I'm gonna say this, Professor.
Mm-hmm.
Florida's riding high.
Yes, they are.
Scroll down the break. Let me look at something.
I got you. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Now I will say this: that Kansas-Arkansas game gonna be a good shit show, baby. It's gonna be a good shit show. Excuse me for all the parental advisory, whatever you want to say. That Arkansas, Calipari, Bill Self game, that game gonna be woo. That's gonna be one for the taking. And then they're gonna have to play. St. John's ain't losing to the Omaha. Rick Pitino gonna play either Bill Self or he playing Calipari. That's gonna be the game, baby. And it's gonna be between one of those two teams who might match up against Florida.
Who you got?
That's what I'm saying right there.
Who you got? Tell us who your pick is to come out of the West Canteen.
I like Pitino. I like old Rick, man. I like old Rick. I like old slick face, bourbon drinking Rick Pitino, man.
Hey, yeah. I do love the job that Rick Pitino has done there.
He's solid, man.
I can definitely see something like that happening. Jake, what do you think? Is Jake still here? Jake's not here? There he is.
Yeah, Jake right there.
My bad. I'm trying to fix my internet.
You're good.
Look, as much as I hate to say it, and I'm not a fan of this damn team, I think Texas Tech actually wins this damn division. I don't know why.
Whoa!
I really can't stand them. I just don't believe in Florida. Maryland has always been the team to say, hey, we suck. No wonder Omar came from them.
Wow.
And then you got
I just
St.
heard Omar
John,
sucked.
who's overrated. I think Texas Tech will come out of this division, and I think they'll represent the West.
Wow.
First of all, if you ever disparage the immaculate name of a top 15 university in the United States of America, like the University of damn Maryland, I will come through that screen and slap the hell out of you myself. You understand me? Flo, what do you got? He chose your team to come out of this division.
Hey, I'm surprised that he picked Texas Tech. I would say it's going to be.
He did say he hates them. He did say he hates them.
Well, at least he put a caveat on it. So he put his caveat on it. Yeah, I think it's going to be Florida and Texas Tech in the West coming out of this in the Elite Eight. And I'm gonna go Raiders. I like my Raiders. I'm gonna go Raiders too. Be a little bit of a homer. They have like I said, they have JT Toppin, the Big 12 Player of the Year. They play great defense, great team defense, and they beat the Houston Cougars without their top 2 players, and their coach got kicked out, and they still beat them on the road in Houston. That's a big win for them. That shows they got a lot of resiliency, and I think that's what you need in these kind of tournaments.
Yeah, I agree. And look, I've been hyping up St. John's for the past 5 minutes, but let's be completely honest. St. John's wins primarily on defense. They cannot shoot the ball to save their lives. And you got to have some sort of offense within the tournament. You're not just going to be able to win strictly off of defense. That being said, Florida has been on a tremendous scorcher to end the season, and they have the best backcourt one of the best backcourts along with Houston in the nation. So I'm actually going to go with Florida here, and I'm going to have them coming out over. I'm going to still have St. John's at least making that. That Elite Eight at least. But yeah, they can't shoot, so I wouldn't be surprised if Texas Tech did knock them out, though. So, all right, moving on to the last region here.
My only concern is that we had Chance McMillan and Darian Williams got hurt in the Big 12 tournament, so I'm hoping they're healthy. If they're healthy, I like them. If McMillan and Darian Williams can't play, I think they may struggle and may not get that far. That's my caveat.
Well, there you go. All right, moving on to the Midwest. You see on the right side, Houston is your number 1 seed. Purdue is your number 4 seed. At number 3 is Kentucky, and then at number 2 is the Tennessee Volunteers. So let's go back around the horn, Flo, since you've been having a little bit of audio issues. Let's go with you first, just in case.
All right, so I like Houston. I think the Big 12 is a top conference, top to bottom. And I think Houston is there for a reason. Like I said, they lost to Texas Tech at home. That was the first loss in like 30 games at home, which, you're playing at home, but they have a very good squad. And they have a pretty deep squad. They can play 7 or 8 guys. And so that's helpful in a tournament as well, in case some guy gets in foul trouble in that. And I like Tennessee also to come out of this. They've played really well all year. They have some good quality wins. I think Kentucky, they're a little overrated. So I'm going to go, it's Houston and Tennessee. And I'm going to go Houston in this one. I think Houston is going to make another run. I don't know if they make it all. Oh, it won't be Big 12, my bad.
Okay.
That'll be later on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, Canteen, go ahead. Who you got?
Yeah, I was waiting for you to go to next.
Man, that region there, man. Oh, man, Kelvin Sampson, Houston, they gonna run table on it, man.
Okay.
Houston hands down, bro. Man, that's it, man.
All right, Jake.
Yeah, they got it.
Well, like I said at the beginning of it all, I said, one's got to be a Cinderella story. Michigan, I would put as my Cinderella story, but I feel that number 5 ain't, as Cinderella-ish. So I got to kind of go out on a limb here. And there's just something in me that believes High Point will be your upset of this bracket.
You know what?
And I got High Point.
Okay. You don't mean they're gonna win the whole thing? Okay, thank God.
No. They're gonna represent the Midwest.
I thought you meant that. Wait, what? You think they're gonna win the Midwest region?
Yeah, they're gonna win the whole. One of them's gotta be. You gotta have one.
Cinderella
story in
Professor,
there.
Look.
High Point will be the team to point themselves high enough for a representation.
How
Jake,
many people are?
Jake,
What happened?
They're gonna beat Purdue, guys, and after that, I think they can beat either Clemson.
Professor, somebody need to call 911 to get somebody.
Someone please call 911.
Ain't no way you said
We
that
say
like
it every year, guys. We see it every year.
to get a psychiatric evaluation immediately on Hot Take Jake for just saying that High Point, the number 14 seed, was going to win the whole Midwest over Houston and Tennessee. Yes, that is what he said. That is what he just said. I cannot believe what I just heard in my own damn ears.
Hey, it does happen every year.
Said, oh my God!
And there will be a team that will crack like the Sweet 16, maybe even the Elite Eight.
It's not going to be the Final Four.
Not the Final Four.
Y'all be ready.
Okay.
Okay, so Jake,
High Point
for the fans out there, go ahead and give them your Final Four so we can listen.
This has got to be
Jake's
hottest take of the week.
You should have heard my one today.
Who do you got, Jake? Who's your four?
So High Point, Duke, Michigan, and Texas Tech. And I think the championship
Michigan, Texas Tech.
And I think the championship will end up being Michigan versus Duke. And Duke will forever and all. The Blue Devils will rise once again and be champions.
So Duke over Michigan in the championship. I just want to make sure I get this down because I'm going to cut this up and put it out tomorrow. Flo, who do you got in your Final Four in your championship game and your winner?
So I think I have Auburn and who do I got? I think I got Auburn and Florida.
You said Texas Tech and Houston, I thought.
Well, it was the wrong region, so.
Okay. No, but you said you wanted Texas Tech over Florida, I thought.
Oh, that's right. That's that region. Okay. Yeah, so it'll be Texas Tech versus Auburn, and then it'll be Alabama versus Houston.
Mm-hmm.
And the other side, I'm going to go – oh, man. I'm going to go Auburn versus Houston. I mean, it's kind of everybody picks the favorites, but I think they're playing really well. Those have been the two top teams most of the year. They're both in very tough conferences. I think that has made them, battle tested, being in those tough conferences all season long, playing through injuries, playing through ups and downs of the season. I think that seasoned them quite a bit, and I like Auburn and Houston to make the championship. And I'm gonna go. I'm going to go Houston because I think the Big 12 has a better conference. I'm going to give them a slight edge and give Houston the championship.
Wow. Flo and I are perfectly matched on every single pick except one. I completely agree.
Smart minds think alike.
I completely agree. I think Alabama, Florida, Houston, Auburn, it's going to be chalk this year. If you look at all the teams that have well, first of all, when you're looking at college basketball, you want to look at those net ratings. You want to look at the KenPom, the other ratings.
The quad 1, quad 2.
Yeah, wins. But usually in those ratings, if you have teams that are top 20 in both offense and defense efficiency, usually those are your top contenders for the championship, and usually all other teams will fall to the wayside. Houston and Auburn are two supremely experienced teams. Houston has two seniors in their backcourt. Auburn, again, has the player of the year in Johnny Broome. So I see them meeting in the championship. I also have, like I said, Florida and Alabama in my other final two. And then so in the championship game, I agree with Flo. I think that Kelvin Sampson and Houston have been on the precipice of a championship for about 4 years now, and they just can't get over the hump. But now, like I said, they've got that senior experience with LJ Cryer. Like you said, they play in the Big 12, one of the best conferences in the nation. Again, I really like Auburn, but I think that they may still be around for a few more years. I'm going to give it to Houston to finally get over the top and win the championship over Auburn.
Great minds think alike, Professor.
There you go. Hey, so that is our men's Final Four and championship picks. I will go ahead and put those out tomorrow. I will cut that up tonight. By the way, does anyone want to quickly give, if you have, we're not going to go through them, but does anyone quickly want to give your women's picks if you have them? Does anyone have
I don't have them. I haven't looked at
South Carolina and Dawn Staley all the way, baby.
Okay. Jake, do you have a women's pick?
I don't have mine
Texas,
yet. I'm working on that one.
Well, you already know what it is for me. Those UCLA Bruins, baby, winning the whole thing.
Shut the hell up.
If you didn't see the limerick,
this guy's got 150 team hats.
He talks about me. He talks about me, and he's got like
I got
15
one
teams.
in every sport. One in every sport. Get out of here. Anyways, shout out to UCLA. If you didn't see, I put a limerick out for St. Patrick's Day. I made a limerick for my UCLA Bruins winning the championship. Go check it out. It's a minute short on YouTube. It's pretty funny. I hope you enjoy it. That being said, shout out to UCLA Bruins. Going to whoop all that ass in the women's division.
I like Texas and TCU.
Texas and TCU. I do like Texas. Madison Booker's a beast. USC, Juju Watkins is a silent killer. Yeah. Notre Dame, Hannah Hidalgo is great, but Notre Dame had a rough stretch down
I like
the
Baylor
past.
To get a surprise team, maybe coming out at number 4 seed. I like Baylor possibly coming in through there and coming out of the I can't remember, Spokane, I guess, where they're playing.
Hey, let's get a couple more comments in here. We really appreciate you, Kyle, for tuning in and giving those comments all the time. Please make sure you join our Facebook group. It's an awesome sports trash talk and news group.
Kyle, don't worry, brother. You're going to come back and say, damn it, Jake, you're the smartest man in the room.
What? The what?
He hasn't said that at all, actually. Man. He has not been saying that, actually.
Smartest man in your house.
They're losing them.
Definitely not true. That's definitely true. But yeah, anyways.
You're not even the smartest person in your house. I think your wife got you on that one.
Well, yeah, after he wore his wife's hat that one day, we pretty much figured out that was the end of that.
So he can't be the smartest.
I can't see me like John Cena, sucker. We are out of here. Thank y'all for tuning in to Bottom Line Sports. Make sure you catch us every Tuesday night. Sometimes we go Wednesdays. Doesn't matter. 8 p.m. Eastern. Sometimes it's 8:30.
I probably will be out for a couple weeks after this. This was kind of a last minute.
Well, hey, we were glad to have you on. Do you want to say any parting words until we see you again?
Delay.
No? Yes? No? Maybe so?
Hot Take Jake and Can the Man. I couldn't have three better personalities. I picked these guys because I like the way we play. We disagree at times. I think that we bounce off each other and we feed off each other's energy, and I really appreciate these guys, and I think we have a great foursome here, and I think if we ever get any traction, I think we could really make big things happen because I think we got a good mix of personalities and takes and things like that. So I really appreciate you guys, hard work, and you guys, the way you bring the energy every time we have a show. And God bless and thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you when we see you next time.
We're gonna make it work, baby.
Hey, I have nothing better to say. Flo, thank you for signing us off there. We really appreciate it. Y'all make sure you again join the Bottom Line Sports Facebook group, and we'll see you in there.
We're in the green room, baby. We're in the green room.
Hey, real quick, just because hey, I like the way Cool did this a couple times. I've only done it once, but hey, if you know somebody having a hard time, man, talk to them and, do something, say something. Sometimes you could be that person that could save them and bring them back from the precipice of, suicide and things like that. So talk to somebody, even if you think they might be struggling in that way. Hey, talk to them, save a life, and bring them back from that ledge.
So, bro, we're here, bro.
That's all love, and we love y'all. Peace out, y'all.
We're in the green room, baby. We're in the green room.